Pause. Just pausing. If you've just joined, hopefully you haven't missed anything. This space here, this void, with my quavering voice, this space here, this void, is soon going to be filled by a head. And there it is.
Da 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 da. How are you? Just getting.
There's that head, and what a weird head it is. If you think about or run your hands over the circumference of Nadia's head, it gets stranger and stranger. I don't think you've got a normal head.
How are you all with my strange head? Just saying, it's really brightened up, hasn't it?
Oh, how great.
Oh no, but lots of people like a nice sunny Saturday, don't they? Nice sunny weekend.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's great.
Take the kids.
Hashtag Fun Friday.
Take the kids to the park, take the dogs for a walk, sit in the garden. Nice things.
Hashtag fine. Did you get it?
New tricks.
Dog. Old
Aw,
dog. New
very
tricks.
sweet. So how are you all? Haven't seen you the last couple of days because I've been at Luth Women.
Didn't see anyone on Thursday. We didn't do one on Thursday, did we? How is everyone? Are you good? Are you all good? It's all the literally. I feel like I've had withdrawal symptoms just because Johnny Depp didn't happen for a night. What am I going to do? I feel like I've got sort of Stockholm syndrome with the judge. The judge is wonderful.
Oh yeah, but lots of people love the judge, don't
Yeah,
they?
no, and I can tell you now for a fact she's had enough of Amber Heard's Elaine, lawyer. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Is she a bit disrespectful to her?
Who? Which to who?
The lawyer.
No, she just always forgets to turn a microphone on, and I've never heard a judge more exasperated than when she says, "Miss Bergholt," or whatever your name is, please turn your microphone on when you're objecting. I mean, she's so fucked off with that. I mean,
Good.
I was talking about this on the live the other night. I said, wouldn't it be strange if, like, the jury brings in a non-unanimous verdict, it pivots back to the judge, and none of us will ever know whether something as microscopic as her frustration with her not turning a
Well, I'm
microphone
sure
on
she's
could
trained to not let.
No, I know, but she's not trained enough to not hear it in her voice.
Elaine is annoying to everyone. Somebody said, "Is that the name of the lawyer, Elaine?"
As soon as I started, I could see the Johnny Depp. Look, you can see the blank widow expression kicking in.
Listening.
No, it's like Johnny Depp. I have to say we've become obsessed in this house, or I have anyway.
Somebody there was saying, "Can you say good morning? Can I have a birthday song? I'm 51 today. Happy birthday to you, Debbie.
Who was it?
Happy birthday to you, Debbie. Happy birthday, dear Debbie.
51 like me.
Happy birthday to you." I hope the sun's shining a little for wherever you are.
Toffee's playing snooker.
God, she's the
literally,
funniest
she's
bloody
literally
dog.
rolling a stone around. Get your phone out. Look at her. She's playing football with what looks like a hot potato, but it's actually. Oh my God! Oh no, she's taken it. She's got it.
She has, because she's the most naughty dog.
She's so funny. Happy 51st, Debbie.
I've just seen a little headline here that I hadn't noticed before, and this does make me laugh. Staff go in Mogg-handed. This is the story around Rees Mogg. Do you remember over the last few weeks he's been going around, hasn't he, in civil servants'
Leaving
offices,
notes on
leaving
their
notes.
desks.
Where are you?
Not personally.
And what I've kept hearing on the radio, here, Mark, you film her. What I've kept hearing on the radio the whole time is people ringing up from the civil service saying he's got it all wrong. It's always been a nightmare in the civil service because we don't have enough desks. We've never had a situation where everybody comes in and sits at the desk. In fact, apparently, Mark, it's a logistical nightmare working out when people can come in and when people can't, and people have got to be, because there's no bloody desks, right? So he's made everybody come in, and they've come in, and guess what? They're sitting in the corridors because there's no fucking desks for them.
On that note, given that clearly the corridors of power are actually designed for people to work in, I didn't realise...
Twice as many as desks they have.
Yeah, I didn't
Twice as many people as desks.
Right,
so
right.
they've all come in and there's nowhere for them to sit.
Right.
Oh, I'm so glad they've done that to show him up.
Yeah.
For the top swank he is.
Me too. My sister is in the Home Office and they've worked 3 days from home for many years now. I know he's
because
an oaf.
of the desk situation.
No,
He
it's not
doesn't
just
even
the desk
know-
situation.
He's not even read the background.
It's one size fits all, doesn't move with the times, doesn't shift or change, no flexibility, no blue sky thinking. But can I, just on that note of kind of people in corridors not finding desks to work on.
She's brought back the stone. She's brought the stone back.
I didn't realise that the economic structure of the train services depends on no one finding seats. on a train.
Oh, really?
The economic kind of, the spreadsheets of how the railway system in this country
It's
works.
charging people full price even though they can't sit down for
Yeah, no,
5 or
it's
6 hours.
They say it's critical that these trains are full to the gills with people standing, otherwise they couldn't function.
Fucking hell. It's such a rip-off. We should be marching in the streets about
Well,
that.
we're going to have to, because there's going to be a rail strike.
I know.
my God.
Amy, we missed your birthday because we weren't live on Thursday, so happy birthday,
to
Amy.
you.
Happy birthday,
to
Amy.
you.
Happy birthday, dear Amy.
Amy.
Happy birthday to you. But also on this was the story I was going to do, and then I noticed the Reese-Moore, because I thought this was just one of those sweet
She's
stories.
going to do sweet, and I'm going to do serious.
Lawfully wed after lift from kind coppers.
Aw.
So the something blue for this bride-to-be ended up being a blue-lit police car after Yasmin Lovekin's Cadillac broke down. I mean, this is so sweet. And so the police drove her to her wedding. It's a tiny picture.
I thought
There she
you were
is.
going to say that she got married, Cop had married her or something.
No, they put her in the car and drove her to her
Oh,
wedding
man.
because her Cadillac had broken down.
That's sweet.
That's so sweet.
So just a couple of sort of big headlining ones. Rail strike chaos looms is on the front of the Times.
Well, they're balloting 40,000
Well, they're balloting,
members.
and they're saying it could be the largest, biggest strike since the
Ever?
general strike, of 1926. And if it happens, it's going to cause absolute misery, and there's going to be nothing on our shelves. Because, of course, we still don't have enough truck drivers, so most freight is passing on trains. And if they don't pass on trains, they ain't going to get to the supermarkets.
What do they want?
Pay conditions. They want work conditions. It's the same old stuff. It's over pay redundancies and a demand for a guarantee that there will be no detrimental changes to working practices. Here's my take on strikes. There's the whole strike happening around the Platinum Jubilee on the Victoria line. No, Jubilee line. Green Park and somewhere else. I don't agree with Nick Ferrari most of the time. But I think I do have to ask the question, striking has to be an absolute right of any worker anyway. Because if you can't strike a deal, you must ultimately have the right to withdraw your labour. But why do it at a time when it hits everyone at the worst time? Why is it? I mean, I know that's the only way they can talk to the bosses.
Don't hit people on their holidays, hit
Yeah, it's
industry.
hard. It's
But
hard.
that's more effective.
It's hard.
It's more effective if you hit industry because
don't
the
do it on a
government
weekend off. Do it during the rush hour.
Yeah.
You'll get more sympathy from people because they can't get to work.
Well, exactly. Oh my God.
Can I just show that?
Can you believe Boris's father has become a French citizen?
Has he? I thought
Yeah.
they were all anti-Europe.
But Stanley Johnson has said he's absolutely delighted to gain French citizenship. It is magnifique. Oh my God.
Isn't it? There's this strange sort of person, isn't there, who voted for Brexit but lives in Europe.
He
It's very
said
odd.
for applying for it was a little gesture
I
of
think
saying
it
that
was Twitch.
although the UK may have left the EU, we haven't left Europe.
Oh,
Oh, so he's done it for us, has he? He's moved to France to make a
He
statement.
can cope
What
with Europe,
a
but we
fucking
can't.
load of...
No, he can do Europe. We just can't cope with it.
Oh my God. Just a little tiny bit here. There is potentially good news. And then Mark says, well, it's could. This is from the actual tourism minister
Trying to
in
make it
Spain.
out of a bad news monkey.
In Spain, because I don't know if you saw last week, it was a bit worrying for people, wasn't it, that Spain were extending their restrictions for entering the country in that you needed to be double jabbed and boosted.
Yeah.
They were supposed to have lifted that.
Yeah, it's extended to June 15th.
But no,
Yeah.
he's saying now that they think they're going to lift it because COVID has been downgraded again, hasn't it?
Well, it's been downgraded, but there was curious news yesterday. It's been downgraded, but there are 2 new strains of concern.
But yes, so
I'm
you just need a COVID certificate. That's probably all you're going to need. So it looks
But
like
look,
it's going
guys,
to be good news.
if you're not worried, if you're no longer worried, or it doesn't stress you out as much, the whole kind of COVID thing. Of course, it's still crucially difficult for everyone with long COVID. There are so many vulnerable people. This pandemic will not ever end for certain people. I recognise that. But if, like the vast majority of people, you're trying to put it in the sort of rearview mirror, you're sort of driving sort of through the sort of prairie lands of America, thinking, yeah, there's futures, there's a nice future.
Yes, Alfie,
just look
we'll
up some
sing- we will sing to
just
you,
look up some photos of monkeypox. That'll sort you out. Just search monkeypox photos. That'll give you something to worry about.
Poor people that have got this.
No, I know,
It's
but I mean,
just
apparently,
horrible, isn't it?
if caught early, it's not dangerous. There are 2 strands of monkeypox, and
But you can become very ill with it. I was reading this.
we got the West African version, and there are 11. There's something like 11 cases in the UK, and Britain is slowly starting to stockpile vaccines just in case.
Just a little hum of worry with that.
Yeah.
Very low
Do you think
hum.
this is a consequence of a sort of general lack of immunity?
Immunity, yeah. Because we were all locked up for 2 years, which
Yeah.
we're going to pay the price for forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, can you name this famous person under these fake wrinkles? I'll show you in a minute, Mark. Look, there he is.
Oh.
So,
Oh, poo. Hang on, I'm just going to go over to 4G. Hopefully we're back. I literally saw it. It wavered. I felt it almost about to click over. There we are. You're back, Nance. We're back.
so yeah, there he is.
I think you can see.
Can
this.
you
Oh, no.
guess who he is? Who the actor is playing? God, what's his name?
Who's the
Elementary, dear Watson.
Sherlock
Dr. Watson,
Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes.
Is
Yeah.
that Sherlock Holmes?
Anyone had a guess? Let's have a look first before Mark guesses. Jan said she flew to Italy recently. No one even asked to see her vaccine certificate. Well, they do in Spain, trust me. Benedict Cumberbatch, no.
Stuart, happy birthday.
Julie Andrews says me too. Hugh Grant, no. Mark, have you got any ideas? Kenneth
Yeah.
Branagh, that's quite a good idea.
Kenneth Branagh is looking remarkable as Boris Johnson. I don't know if you've seen the new
Yeah, it's
Sky
amazing,
series.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It's The Hobbit. Martin Freeman.
Yeah, well done. Martin Freeman, really good, isn't it?
Show us again so we can get a real sense of how different he
I'm
looks.
going to get this side, the before and after. Da 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 da.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's really good, isn't
he
it?
play- Oh, Dr. Watson, an old Dr. Watson.
Watson.
Just a couple of silly stories. Well, not silly stories. Allotment waiting lists keep growing. Canny operators and movers would do well to find themselves a small holding of some form, even if it's an allotment. I think everyone should find an allotment. If you're blessed with a garden, you should be thinking about what aspect of it. Because I promise you, the world is getting smaller and the crowds are getting bigger. And this is inevitable that you need to stop growing food. Britons are digging for victory as the cost of living crisis also is driving more and more people to apply for allotments. There aren't enough allotments. I say, after yesterday's conversation about golf, scrap the golf courses, turn them all into allotments. And just quickly on the cost of living crisis, there was, weirdly, on the economic front, there was good news on Friday. Well, good and bad news. Consumer confidence has gone through the floor, retail sales have been going down, and for the first time they went up, which I think everyone thought, oh, that's curious. Consumer confidence is going down as we head towards what feels like a recession, but spending has gone up. Curious. And then the Office for National Statistics revealed the details of this increase in spending, and it gives you a sense of the psychological portrait of the country. We've spent loads on beer. So the uptick in retail spending has basically been alcohol, cigarettes, and unhealthy food, essentially to allow ourselves to forget what a clusterfuck we're all in.
And, oh God, Helen McCrory, just looking at that photo of her, she's so beautiful,
I
wasn't
saw
she?
this, yeah, no, it's tragic.
She was really beautiful. There was an amazing A-list turnout for her. They had a celebration of her life, a memorial. Helen Bonham Carter there, Keely Hawes, Damien Lewis, Benedict Cumberbatch, Ralph Fiennes, Natasha McElhone, Eddie Redmayne, to name a few. Apparently it was absolutely beautiful memorial service. Her son, who's 14, played the guitar. Her 15-year-old daughter did a beautiful reading. Apparently Damien Lewis was just astonishing. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
Helen McCrory, anyway.
Helen McCrory,
the
we
actress
found
from Peaky Blinders.
Oh, Peaky Blinders, sorry, yeah. And found out a little bit more. Apparently, everybody knew for years that she was ill. She was ill for years.
Right.
And she eventually, she lost an arm.
Did she?
Due to an operation where they had
God.
cut the nerve. Now, they say she only had one arm, but I think what that must mean is she only had the use of one arm, because that can happen in breast cancer operation, can't it, if the nerve goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just, yeah, it sounds like a
Go to
beautiful...
show a photo of Helen McCrory, so a lot of people asking.
Oh, sorry, Helen McCrory.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky
She played,
Blinders. Astonishing
Murphy's
actress,
sister.
absolutely astonishing
really good.
actress. And then also on this page, driverless buses and vans could be on the road in 2025, say ministers. Ministers are going to offer up to 40 million to fund technology that revolutionise public transport and delivery services. Well, who's going to pay the bill for that? I don't want a driverless bus. I don't want a drive. I mean, what little protection
There is.
the girls have on the bus, because the buses
and they
are a
have
bloody
none.
nightmare
There
with
is
the
none.
animals, is that sometimes, mostly not, a driver will stand up for you or throw somebody off the bus if somebody's behaving disorderly. Can you imagine the Armageddon if there is no human person representing the bus service on the bus?
But to be brutally honest, I think most bus drivers don't want to represent because they get such a.
No, but at
they
least
get
they
such
can
bad
radio.
treatment.
At least
Yeah,
they can radio through.
in.
I mean, I feel sorry for the bus drivers,
Yeah.
but to have no person.
Yeah.
And not only that, is this really the time to be investing 40 million in new technology when actually what's then going to happen to all those jobs for the bus drivers?
Oh,
It
I
seems
agree.
like madness
I
to
agree.
me. And if they're planning for that to happen in the next 3 years, with the economic crisis the way that it is,
Yeah.
bastards.
Playing with risk protects the mental health of children.
I believe this. I wish we'd done
Children
more
who
with
spend
our
more
kids.
time engaged in adventurous play that involves an element of risk have fewer symptoms of anxiety,
Absolutely.
depression, etc., etc., etc. And they have here some free suggestions as to what kids should do. They should explore in the woods, obviously with parents around them. Go for a walk in the dark, doing something at torchlight. Go for a night cycle. Go
Climb
swimming
trees.
or paddling in something that's wild, like a river or a lake.
Absolutely.
All of this is obviously under
All
the
my
guidance and
regrets.
supervision. Climb a mountain, try out new skills on a skateboard, create an obstacle course inside or outside, do a source to sea river walk, such as the 220-mile-long 7-way. God, that would take weeks, wouldn't it? But yeah, I kind of agree.
Come on, let's get a reality check.
I think that's all. Professor of Child Psychology says we're more concerned than ever about children's mental health, and our findings highlight we might be able to help protect them by ensuring they have plentiful opportunities for adventurous
I
play.
100% agree. If I could take it all back, I would have just gone,
Yeah.
do what you want.
Yeah.
Because we were too careful with ours. We were too scared because we just loved them too
Yeah.
much. And we didn't do them any favours. I love this. They're calling, all the different papers are calling it, not the rich list
The
today.
rish
the
list.
rish list, the rishy list,
Oh, yeah.
everything. So 730 million is what Sunak is worth. Well, him and his wife. So he's the first major politician to appear on the rich list.
Serving.
Whilst sitting on his fucking hands, not helping people that are really, really struggling. Do you know there are now billionaires saying, tax us more?
Yeah.
The gap is too insane between
Absolutely.
the rich and non-rich. And also Ed Sheeran is about to become
The
our
first
first
pop
ever
billionaire.
British musician billionaire. Obviously
Wow,
we've had
pop,
billionaires.
yeah, pop billionaire. You're going to love this story, Nat. This is really, I think this is a really good story. Love Islanders, the producers of Love Island, I think this is really proactive and clever and wise. They're working in a sponsorship deal with eBay for the new season of Love Island. And the sponsorship deal means that all the Love Islanders, the clothes they're going to wear have to be second-hand found from eBay. Sustainable fashion. I
Good.
think that's a really good idea. Contestants on the reality show, which will be back on air next month, will be provided with a wardrobe of pre-loved pieces because they're saying that in the demographic of 16 to 34-year-olds, the vast majority of them buy second-hand clothes.
Well,
We can
our
vouch
girls
for that.
do.
Yeah,
Our
we can
girls
vouch for
buy
that.
only buy
I think
second-hand
that's
clothes.
so sustainable. I think it's such
Yeah.
a good sort of trend. Because when I was younger, everyone was like, where are your trainers? Nike, Reebok, all that bollocks. And
Yeah.
it's just like...
No, now I mean it's cool to wear second-hand clothes.
Yeah.
Uncool to spend a fortune on
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
They only wear bikinis, says Rachel Tide.
That's true. Second-hand
No, but
bikini.
in the
Would you want a
evening-
second-hand
I don't
thong?
think I'd want a second-hand bikini.
Certainly not a second-hand G-string.
It's a good point though. Mostly they're going to have to be in new clothes because they're going to have to be in bikinis.
You know they're recycling the plastic in thongs. And you know what they're turning it into?
No,
Tooth floss.
Mark. Second-hand clothing is the only affordable type of clothing as well as exactly, Aaron, as well. It's affordable. I wanted to buy a plain white, a really nice. You know, I'm getting older. I have to,
Are
get
you?
something with a bit
I
of
don't
a
think you
cut
look like
to
you're
it,
old.
not just wear any old shirt. So I've been looking around, sort of, not like crazy expensive, not like Harrods, but like the White Company. And I thought I want a really nice, crisp white shirt. Do you know what? You're talking about £75, £120 for a crisp white shirt. Didn't buy one in the end. I just thought, fuck off. Are you joking?
It's getting ridiculous, isn't
For
it?
a shirt.
A white t-shirt.
But you see, you say Jordan Stevenson Primark, but then you feel guilty when you go to Primark because Primark is really like unsustainable fashion, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's really
but that's
throwaway
where,
sweatshops.
But that's
well,
where the West.
I mean,
that's
maybe
where
not.
the West are in a real trap. Because
Yeah.
on the one hand, everyone's driven towards cheaper because of the affordability, and in order to sell it at that price, there's a sort of ravaging of the planet, isn't there?
Actually, I should just say that about Primark. That's what I assume. I don't actually know if that's true of Primark.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Dress shirt from a charity shop, exactly. But it's having the time to wander around all the different charity shops to get something that's going to bloody fit me. Oh, I put it under the tap, Becky. I hated my straight hair. Hated it. I mean, I like having the change. It's fun to do something different at work, but I was very pleased to get my head under the tap.
Can we sing Happy Birthday to Stuart G?
Oh, thanks, Josephine. I'll have a look in, Cos. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to
Stuart
you.
G. Happy birthday,
to
Stuart G.
you.
Happy birthday, dear Stuart G. Happy birthday to you.
Guna Boy Dazza. Hi, Darren Boy. How are
Elizabeth
you?
Gordon. H&M. Yes. I didn't think of H&M. That's a good point. I'm going to look on H&M online.
Take Thatter. Hi, Take Thatter. Where have you been?
I haven't seen you for
I haven't seen you
ages.
for donkey donkeys.
Amy May. Amy, was it you that we still had to do a happy birthday
Buying a
to?
pair of shoes from
My
Primark.
friend used to shame me for buying a pair of shoes from Primark. She said that I'm contributing to slave labour. I'd love to buy more sustainable clothes if I could afford them. Well, you know, our girls buy their clothes from Vinted, from what's the other place they buy from all the time,
It's
Mark?
that app, isn't it?
Yeah. And they get such lovely stuff. And I'm always like, oh my God, where's that from? And it's always from one of these secondhand apps. So, and that is
Good on you,
sustainable.
Darren boy.
If you're buying something, even from a company that's been hugely unsustainable, if you're buying it secondhand, you are helping to sustain. So, you're in the good books then.
She speaketh the trutheth. I thought this was funny. Comedy gig was axed.
Alfie Luca, thank you, it's Alfie. Can we do it now before I forget Alfie's name? Happy birthday to you, Alfie. Happy birthday to you, Alfie. Happy birthday, dear Alfie. Happy birthday to you.
Look, Rhys Roberts went to the Top Gun and Armageddon Time premiere at Cannes. Send us some photos, Rhys.
Oh, wow, did you?
Yeah, that sounds so cool. Comedy gig axed by a fall into the devil's arse. What the hell
What
does
does
this
that
mean?
mean?
So this is funny. An outdoor comedy gig was axed. It was taking place in a deep cavern cave known as the devil's arse. And unbeknownst to this sort of potholer or caverner, he descended and fell he descended through a hole and into a gig. He roped himself down into a sort of cavernous gig,
funny.
which is very funny. And what was the name of the comedian who was on the stage? They had to winch the man up who suffered cuts and bruises after fixing himself into a rescue nappy. So yeah, imagine that's the oddest kind of heckler, someone who comes in on a rope and descends into your gig. And
So, if anyone was around the Thames yesterday, I bet you're going to be gutted when I tell you this. George Clooney was on the Thames, filming. Apparently, he was very frustrated. He had to keep shouting, "Cut, cut, cut," because of the crowds, because of the liners. So he was in Henley.
he does look very happy.
Imagine if you were just on the side and you saw George Clooney going, "Cut, cut."
He does look exasperated. He looks really frustrated.
So he's directing a film called The Boys in the Boat about the 1936 Washington State University rowing team. Don't know if I'll be rushing
He
to...
chooses curious things.
I
to
suppose
make
he can
films
just
up.
do whatever the fuck he likes.
We talked yesterday. It was interesting. We talked yesterday about how the NHS are now going to prescribe sleep apps rather than sleep pills to a vast number of people to help with their insomnia. But there's an interesting piece here in The Guardian that says apparently the rise in hotter nights is globally is cutting our sleep and harming the health of millions. Rising temperatures driven by climate crisis are cutting the sleep of people across the world. The analysis revealed that the average global citizen is already losing 44 hours of sleep a year, leading to 11 nights with 11 nights a year. Get this. 11 nights a year with fewer than 7 hours sleep. She count herself fucking lucky. Apparently 7 hours sleep
I'd love
is
7 hours sleep. I'd get an average
Yeah.
of 6.5.
I think 7 hours sleep is considered the optimum amount of sleep. This week I've had 3.5 and 4.5, 2 nights in a row. But yeah, so again, it's like I like to sleep with the window open, but you don't, do you?
I love it, but the problem is the birds wake me up so early. I love sleeping with the window
Do you?
open.
Yeah.
It's just the birds.
The birds.
And
The
then
birds.
once I'm awake, I'm awake.
What's your sexiest male accent, Nat?
Oh,
Because the
that's
Daily
very
Star have done a
hard.
poll.
I think it's got to be French.
I'm not doing a poll. Have you noticed I'm not doing a poll because we're with Nat? I refuse to engage
I
in
think
polls.
French, but then I mean, I love a Manchester accent.
Well, did you know that in a poll, the top 10 the top sexiest male accent is Irish,
Yeah, it's beautiful. Irish is beautiful.
followed by South African.
Oh no, not at all. South
surprised
African. I think that's
by
the
that.
least sexy accent.
The sexiest accent for women is French. I disagree. My favourite sexy woman accent is Icelandic.
Oh really?
Work that one out. And I love this. Look, you've got to give credit where credit's due. A lifelong bachelor has got married for the first time at the age
so
of
sweet.
95. Bless him.
Italian. You like Italian, Reem?
Julian
Italian,
Moyle
is
said, "I do" to his bride Valerie Williams, who's 84, in front of 40 guests. It's curious, isn't it? Age different. People get so hot under the collar, don't they, about age differences. Once, obviously, you're over 18 and all the rest of it. But if you're 95 and you were to marry a 65-year-old, probably no one would blanch at that, would they? Even though there's 30 years difference. I don't know. Anyway, so good luck to him. He's excited. He did say, though, he said, "I can't remember any other marriages. It's like a new year, isn't it, in a way? I'm looking forward very much to her companionship." Breaks my heart. Anyway, well, there we go, guys.
That's it. That's us. Have a marvellous Saturday.
God only knows what's landing. For the members area, obviously, as we said, there will be live No Name Sunday shows coming. There isn't one this weekend, but you've had Lisa Loves has landed this week. Morning After Dish has landed this week. The Funny Shit is landing later today. There's a book review coming at some point over the weekend. So it's like sashimi and the dogs. So all the bits and bobs are going to be there.
More or less every
and
day,
you'll be
almost
notified
every
on the
day.
community page. Lots of people have loved your potato dish and
was yum.
love Lisa Love's suggestions for those what do you call it when something's tailored to your own needs? What's it called? Personalised, customised.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing that over the next few months, seeing if you prefer like almost daily uploads in the members area.
But there will be
or
the
one
live
big
shows
show.
once or twice a
Everyone,
month.
Yeah. And if you want to join the members area, there's a box under here with join, and you can click on that and it will tell you what to do.
And there's a members live coming over the weekend, but we can't commit entirely because we're a real family with real family lives kind of going on and work going on around everything else. So we will give you as much notice. It's one of the things that we're going to do much more is give you much more notice when we're going to go live with members live. So you can join and win a card and all that. And a whole host of new 24-month member cards have and are going out. I think we're now almost at 2/3 of the way through, so it's quite something. Guys, have a lovely Saturday. Stay safe.